What is up, everybody? What's happening? It's your man King A.D.S out here in the Inland Empire. You know what I'm saying? Here in Southern California, if you don't know where that is in the Inland Empire, I know that sounds kind of ominous and everything, but yeah, we are in the inlands, and it's the empire in the inlands. It's the IE, the Inland Empire, the cousin of LA and everybody over there, and everywhere. Shouts to everybody everywhere, though. OC, LB, LA, everywhere, San Diego, Palm Springs, everybody on the west, everybody Midwest, everybody on the East Coast, just everybody. What's happening? It's another episode. I'm back again, and I just figured I'd switch it up a little bit, so I came out here. I've got a couple of things here in the garage area, you know what I'm saying, and I just figured I'd switch up the scenery a little bit, man. So I hope that you don't mind, and I hope you're not like too tired of seeing the same things over and over, you know what I mean? Like, so that way I try to switch it up a little bit, you know what I mean? But anyway, man, I just wanted to get on here to say happy Friday, you know what I'm saying? It's the end of another week. Just had Memorial Day weekend pass, you know what I mean? Lots of good energy was out there. Shouts to the fam, everybody that was out there getting active. And man, I was just over here pushing, going against the clock, working against the clock over here. And everything was out of order. You could tell things are a little bit more organized up here too. I really had to do that, and it really does take like a whole entire day to do it. And it's already been a week, and it's already changing. So it's like I'll probably have to do it again. But I don't know how much longer I could keep dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a really simple guy. I'm a get up and go type of guy. So I've always had no hair, like very short hair, like a buzz cut. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much longer I could keep dealing with this, because I am the one who does it too. So like I said, though, I lose like a whole day to dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it got to a point where I had to, because this type of stuff will get messed up. Like I had to cut locks out of it before, so that messed things up. So while I do have it, I try to take care of it. So it was way past the point. Then I had to deal with it. You know what I mean? People that have hair, like a lot of hair and stuff, they know. And it's like my first time. I've had it for a while, but like I said, more or less, more of the time I've been in existence, I had short hair to no hair. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But just I don't know how much longer I could deal with it, y'all. Like I might just cut it off. You might see a different me. If you never see me with no hair, and then other people that have always known me with no hair would be like, there he is. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, though, but shouts to the fam. There was a little shindig down here around the way, and I wasn't able to make it, and so, but shouts to the fam, shouts to the High Plains fam. And I know I just put up a video not that long ago, a couple of days ago, with a clip of us having fun down there as what they call the dojo down there, and with the fam down there, and they were getting down and rehearsing, and they do a lot of amazing things. High Plains crew, they do a lot of amazing things. They're playing music for like George Lopez for quite some time now, and things like that too. They're very creative, very talented brothers. You know what I'm saying? Very good-hearted brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I really cherish the friendship that we've had. We go way back. You know what I'm saying? Way back. So, you know what I'm saying? Big shouts though. Big shouts and all love and everything. And then at the same time too, the same night of that event, even though I was dealing with this, I swear, man, I'm like a magnet for awkwardness and weirdness, mainly around myself. But yeah, then my knee tweaked. My knees like strained. It wasn't bad. I don't have knee problems, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't bad or anything like that. But it definitely put me out for the rest of that night and the following day. Go figure. But I was healing fast, and I'm fine, you know what I mean? But very annoying. I go through weird things like that, man. I think it's just part of getting older too. I'm more mature. I'm seasoned and I'm more mature. But yeah, man, just some of the things I wanted to get to right now is just what's real anymore, man. And some of the things that we're dealing with in our society, and with the systems, like especially with the technology, and how it seems to be performing or not performing. And I've expressed in my videos from time to time, if you catch up with me, that you also know that not only am I a music guy, I'm a music guy first and foremost, what I've done the longest and what I feel I do the best. But other than that, I've become a business owner and have had a junk removal service for the over 15 years. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy to say that too. I never thought that I would have a junk removal service, and let alone own a business. It was something on the checklist to do, but I just didn't know how that was going to happen. That doing what I do wasn't part of the plan necessarily. But I'm so grateful. I've met so many good people and helped people, and it helped me become a generator towards, like, being able to support things that I have to do. Of course, there's just regular responsibilities, of course, but then also like being able to run, ads for the business or for music, which will hopefully in the long run it will help everything out too. Like, it's all about the big picture. It's never just about me. I really do think about everything else, but nevertheless, in this time, there are things I express in videos from time to time, stating that some things might change out there in the matrix, right? Things might change a little bit, and I never really can tell how things are gonna go. So, I would say certain changes in areas, I'll try to say it as safe as I can, because we all know how this works now. So you got to be very strategic with the way you word things, and be considerate in that aspect. I guess really more considerate to yourself, really, because you're just trying to express an experience, right? Just as an experience, making an observation and communicating. But local and small businesses reaches have been very hindered, been very affected by a lot of the changes there. Just not too long ago, just maybe 4 to 5 years ago, it was easy for me, especially in the spring, summer seasons, to be booked out a month, 2 months at a time, right? To the point, and I had to hire on help from time to time, and the reaches too. The reach too used to go into the thousands, and then I watched it dwindle to the high hundreds, and then I watched it dwindle down to the low hundreds, and then I watched it dwindle down to double digits. These things they're not reflective of any actions that I would have taken to do anything different, other than I'm doing everything I can to get the word out, advertise, and reach the public, and of course provide quality service, right? So those things are done internally in a certain aspect. Maybe certain search engines are programmed with certain parameters of points of interest, so it turns into maybe the highest bidder, right? We've had other scenarios in the history, the recent history of like small business and other businesses, things like, for instance, Angie's List, where it just didn't work out too good, because it starts like these bidding wars, and not only that, it starts to propose guarantees that just can't be upheld. The amount of reach for the amount of money, how to justify that, and believe me, I have had the experience of paying for some of those services, and did some of them work? Sorta. Not too great though. I tell you what worked the best was when we didn't have too much of a middleman, and we just had the ability to list the service, list your service, or and cross market as well to reach more audiences. And now what you have is these separations, which started to occur around 2016, but excuse me, they wanted you to individually work within each platform alone, like in a bubble, so you can no longer cross market. But cross marketing is a very useful tool, and it does work. And also being able to freely post or pay, right? But you would post your listing, and had more options to do it. In 2016, a lot of those options were getting smear campaign, or basically just getting canceled, you know what I'm saying? Or being absorbed by the competition, who, I don't want to say a monopoly, but it might as well be. People's hands are tied. I've done other videos about choice and the allotted option, and saying that people need more options, or else you might just run the risk of being steered. Uh, you know, they're making up your mind for you. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, so there's things like that going on. You know, so it can hinder a person's reach unless they're willing to pay an exorbitant amount of money, or at least it's too much for, let's say, the return of investment, the ROI, right? You spend X amount, should probably double to triple that, in order for it to make sense, not break even. I would feel like I would feel like I was only making enough to pay back the amount of the campaign, if you want to put it in so many words, right? So other than the regular grassroots, me pounding the pavement type of marketing, other than that, giving the responsibility to these, now they're automated, these services, though, it really didn't pan out too much, you know what I'm saying? So some people would call that fraudulent, misleading, possibly, or a scam, right? So it's a weird time. This is some of the things that are going on, like what's real, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole premise, right? Also, and raising awareness of what some people might be dealing with, and why you might not see people around, or especially a person like me. Like, I've got all these fires, so I got to whack-a-mole right now, and figure things out, because without it, I can't move forward. Like, I can't do more things, so I just figured I would communicate about it a little bit too. Perhaps maybe you're dealing with some of it too, and you're just wondering. But yeah, there's just some weird things of the times, man. And so yeah, like, I stand by it again. We need more options, and also there's other things. For instance, as a business owner, weird things, man. Um, had these text messages coming through. It looked like it had the legitimate code at the top left. It won't be a phone number, but it'll be like some kind of prefix, like a 5-digit number, right? Like a case number almost, like, it looks like. And it was saying that I needed to file a business report. And I've gotten it a few times, but knowing the times that we're in with AI and scam artists and everything, I just figured, you know what, this is probably fake. I didn't hear anything from the source. It's probably fake. So that's what I went with. But then today, I got another message in the morning, and then, excuse me, got a message in the morning, and then I also got another message probably an hour afterwards, right? And I was like, well, maybe it is. I almost gaslit myself, right? They try to gaslight me, and it almost worked. I said, maybe it is. So I started looking into it. I try to follow the link, and it says, it's blocked. It could be malicious. I was like, and then I go into, so then I go to the computer and I try to do it. It kind of cuts it off again, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then just to make sure, I went right to the root, the city that I'm in. I called the business department, and I was speaking with them, and they said, no, there's nothing outstanding. There's no notifications or anything. You're fine. You're current. Everything's good. And I said, okay, that's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure. But just to let you know that there's people out there and it looks really good. And I gave them the information so that that way, hopefully, they can catch the pattern in the scammers. If it's scammers, because what you would be opening yourself up to is giving them your business information, right? And you would pay them too, which is an added insult to injury. You would pay them and give them your business information, which would, who knows what they could do under your business name, you know what I'm saying, with your information. Maybe they run all kinds of fraudulent schemes with it, who knows? Maybe they sell your information to someone else that does something weird with it, right? Whichever way, just, so there's just weird stuff out there, you know what I'm saying? And there was another one I wanted to talk about too. What was it? Oh, a weird email about, hey, just because I'm saying what's real, right? What's real, okay? So here's one. It says, hey, are you a business in the area? We're here to help you market in a unique way, to help you dominate. They use words like dominate the area, to corner the market, all the scammy nonsense stuff. Like, they try to encourage. I think they might have even used the word monopolize your area. I'm not kidding. This is some ridiculous stuff. But they propose, hey, you want to buy views and reviews on your business? See what I'm saying? So this is what I'm always trying to say. What's the difference? You guys look at a listing, right? You're looking at a listing. First of all, it's hard for you to find what you want to find because the AI, whatever the system is doing what it does, and so you won't find that. Then you'll find something like that looks like they have 2,000 reviews. You know what I'm saying? And you'll notice, and it's only been in business for 2 years, 3 years, a year, stuff like that. Then you'll see a business like mine that has 5-star review, that's been in business over 15 years, and has 70 something reviews. Right? Most reviews are, from companies. It won't be like thousands and thousands of reviews unless it's some huge chain which takes borrowing a lot of money from investors and all kinds of nonsense. So most small businesses aren't doing that, or especially local businesses. So yeah, don't fall for that. That is definitely fake most of the time, or you're probably going to be disappointed when you do link up with these services, because they're probably willing to do all the fraudulent things. They probably are a person who bought the information off the other scammer to try to get it from me, and then got up on there, and had a fraudulent listing, and then are willing to go to the cheaters and say, yeah, I'll buy some fake reviews. People will eat this up. So, just wanted to share like how much cloak and dagger stuff, and I'm probably going to report that too, because that's janky. You know what I'm saying? For real people who are trying, and I'm one of them, me included. I think that's a disservice and a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that your money goes to the right place and you get quality service from people that you know and trust, that are real and dedicated to the cause or service and purpose, right? And so that one there is also interesting upon like what's real. And there was one more. Here's another one too. I'm probably gonna have to think about another one, but here's another one too. Some of these platforms that should remain nameless, but if you happen to follow or subscribe or support or anything, right, and you may see like if I've let's say I've supported you too, right, and then you see that I'm not following you or not subscribed, chances are that I did not do that. You know what I'm saying? I did not unfollow you, I did not unsubscribe. And I've noticed that happening with people. They've mentioned stuff like that. So I mean, it could be legit, right? But I mean, it's free world, free will, man. Do what your heart tells you, right? Just to let you know that I'm not a transformer like that. I don't try to play scammy games with people and, yeah, I'm gonna follow you, now I'm gonna unfollow you. I just want to make sure that you follow me. I'm not playing games with people like that. Oh, I want to make sure you subscribe to my shit, and then I'm gonna unsubscribe to yours and make me look good, right? No, I'm not a narcissist or a megalomaniac or anything to that extent. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, just so you know, it's like this is all in the premise. What is real, right? What is real? That also is not real. I am not doing that. And I've noticed, like, from time, it seems like whenever I start to push and I'm banging on the door, I'm pushing and stuff starting to gain some kind of grip or traction, that I see weird stuff from time to time. It's like they have to make me pay for like something. I don't know. It's weird. It's like a good deed goes unpunished type of phrasing, right? I know there's one more thing, guys. Give me a second here. It's coming to me. Hold on. You know what? There's really not too much more. I'll wrap it up with this, I guess. Aside from the automated systems and everything, but other systems too. Let's just say, respectively speaking, let's just say there are certain groups there's certain buildings that tend to the needs of business owners of the smaller persuasion in your area, probably local or something, right? And I can't figure out why they're there, for real. I really can't. Each time someone goes into this particular place, they will try to give you advice about things that you probably already know, since you already have a business license, right? So a lot of the things that you probably would have thought about already. Like, I need to have an online presence since everyone does. Um, you might need to have a website since that might make it a little bit easier for people to find you or to go directly to you. I think a lot of these things are common sense things. By the time you do those things and you go to talk to this particular area of experts, some people might call them an administration or something, but nevertheless, they can't really say too much or tell you too much. They're gonna might give you a speech about SEO, and maybe now they might give you a speech about using automated AI systems or something. I think that might be the only difference now. Other than that, they will tell everybody and each and everyone that walks through that door that their field is a multi-million-dollar field, and and then I think the goal is to get you to borrow money from third-party lenders, which also have higher interest rate, mind you. And right now, inflation, everything's going to make things even more crazy because of the uncertainty and lack of spending kind of deal. So they're going to want to make sure they get their money back and then some more. So even the smallest loan can end up, you pay like triple, almost triple back. So you have to be real careful. Or maybe a little more than almost double, right? Um, but just saying, you got to be aware. And so what's real, right? Because that's not even real, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I guess I'll just end it on that, and just to make sure that you know that I'm real, man. And if you're watching the video, man, if you watch this video, I really appreciate you. I always appreciate you. We're getting into the summer season, so I will be having more upbeat music, and summer probably more like, things that match the season a bit more. But I do appreciate anyone and everyone who has been coming through to hang out with me or to check out the music and everything like that. And on either side, I wish you do both, but on either side, I just appreciate you, man. It's always a blast to have the opportunity and the privilege to do this, you know what I'm saying? So until the next video, much love, stay up, and keep your eyes focused on what's real, and let's lock in. All right, y'all, to the next one. Peace.